Part 11 is email setup. You're going to open up your one-in-one control panel. Click on your Rubik's Cube icon and click on Control Panel. While this is loading, open up your folder structure, and inside of your passwords, open your email text document and minimize your folder. So I've kept the database, the FTP text documents open because we're going to use those in some of the upcoming videos. But now we have email. So I'm assuming you might have in mind the email or email addresses that you want to use for your custom domain name. By default, people usually use something like info at their first name at or support at their domain name.com. In our case, I'll go ahead and set up some custom emails for these clients. So I'm typing this out now so that I can have a record of everything that I'm doing in case I lose access later or need to recall passwords and other information later. So I think this is a good practice, which is why I included the email text document inside of your folder. So you should have an email row, a password row, and a forward to row. If you already know what passwords all of your users need to have for their email, go ahead and write those in here. So if you have a team or if you have a partner who also needs a custom email, add their passwords in this text document. And I always recommend forwarding the email to an existing account or setting up a Gmail or Yahoo account specifically for this email to have all the emails forwarded to. And why I recommend doing this now is because if you don't set up an email address to forward all of the custom emails to, so any email that comes into, let's say, info@thircoastdetailing.com, if you don't have those forwarded anywhere and for some reason you stop paying for the website and the domain name goes up for auction, or if you don't pay your bills and the email goes offline, or if you transfer your domain name over to a different server or hosting provider, by default, all the emails will be wiped because the actual email address itself will be deleted from the current provider. And the email address is connected to the current provider, such as One-in-One or GoDaddy. If you move your domain name that has an email attached to it from GoDaddy to One-in-One, the email address will be removed from the GoDaddy account and all the associated emails will be deleted. They won't be backed up anywhere. They're not in a cloud for you to be able to access them. They won't be recoverable, and they are gone down the drain forever. So I always recommend to forward to like a Gmail. If you like to use Gmail for each of your partners, go ahead and create a I'd say in this case we're using info@thirdcoastdetailing.com, so I'd recommend something like info thirdcoast@gmail.com, unless you want to forward all your emails to an existing email like your name or whatever email address you have, if you don't mind having those mixed in with all of the other content that you have personally coming to that email, such as subscriptions or Facebook notifications, or whatever apps you subscribe to. So yes, you're going to set up multiple email accounts in Gmail to forward your custom emails to, just for backup and security purposes, if your emails are important to you. Now, inside of your control panel, you want to scroll down to mail and create a new email user. And you have two options. You can select the 1-in-1 Mail Basic, which is generally what we do, or 1-in-1 Mail Business, which will cost you about $2 a month. Let's just go ahead and set up basic email accounts. You want to type in the first name. So first we'll use info. If you have multiple domains, you want to choose your primary domain name or the domain name associated with this email. We're going to forward this email addresses. So in our case, my client wants all of his emails forwarded to the same email address. So I'm going to copy that and use this for each one of our emails that we're going to set up. By default, we'll have high protection if you want to order the $2 a month 1-in-1 virus protection, but we're just going to deactivate this for now. We can go back and add it later. I'm going to click save. So here you should have your email address set up and your password. You can choose to show the password. It'll show you basically everything about your overview of the email address. You can send this by email or printed. You can always have access to it later in your 1-in-1 control panel. But what I recommend you also do now is open this option up in a new tab, or add this one to your favorites. So by holding Control or Command if you're on the Mac and clicking this Go to 1-in-1 Webmail button, it should open that option in a new tab. And the Go to Instructions button, if you do the same with that, it'll open that option in a new tab. So you want to use the instructions to set up your email address with Windows Mail, or your mail address, or your emailing software on your MacBook, or your emailing software on your iPhone or your tablet. So if you want to set this custom email up to access it directly, you want to use this information here. By default, we recommend IMAP, your incoming port 993, outgoing port where TLS is activated is 587. The incoming port requires SSL to be enabled or activated if that's an option when you're setting your email up. IMAP.1in1.com is the incoming server. SMTP.1in1.com is the outgoing server. It requires authentication. So your username, every time that the email setup asks for a username, you put the email address. and then you know what the password is. So you can go ahead and copy all of this information over to your email text document. So I'm going to blow this up, hit 2 enters. So break the line a couple times, and I'll add a separator in here, and I'm just going to paste the instructions. I'm going to add colons to these. So of course I like to go in here and edit these to make sure they kind of look right. I take the tab away and add a space instead. And for this particular section under the username, we want to change this to user email address. I'm going to bring it down another section with the separator and just add a direct URL. So if I open up my browser and come back to our window, we have webmailer.1in1.com, which is really all you need to copy. And I'll paste that here and save it. So now I can also add this webmailer option, this domain or this URL to, let's see, bookmarks. So to our bookmarks, I'm going to go to bookmarks and show bookmark bar. And if you watched our previous video on setting up and preparation, we've got a folder here titled My Website. Let's see, we've got 1-in-1. I'm going to drag this email address into, and let's see, bookmarks manager. I'm just going to rename this to 1-in-1 email. So of course you can set this email address up with your Windows Mail here, or set this up with your iPhone, tablet, your laptop, whatever you're using. But that is the information that you'll need. Here's the information to access your emails directly, and here's just the backup of everyone's personal information. So you can continue to set up more emails within the same space. You can go down to create another mailbox if you're still on the same page. And we're going to use one of these default email addresses to set up the account, unless you want to use your personal email to set up your WordPress account. We'll do that in a future video. But again, you set up a regular mailbox. We just did info. I'm going to forward this email. To Yahoo. We're going to disable the 1-in-1 virus protection and save. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this process 2 more times to set up these 2 additional accounts while I'm live, just to show you how easy it is and how much time it actually takes. Always forward your email somewhere. Create a new account in Gmail or Yahoo if you can, specifically for that email address. Or you can create one master account for all the emails if you don't want them to all be individual. I'm going to create one more account. And save. So now you can send each individual user. If they already have chosen their password, all you need to send is what email they're going to use and instructions on how to either set up their emails or a URL to be able to access their emails. So of course you can always just set up one master backup email in Gmail or Yahoo so that all the emails can be saved in a reliable cloud. You can also use that to manage as an administrator to see all of the traffic, the emails that are and information that's coming to and from the emails, so that you don't have to have your partners or customers or clients, whoever you're managing this for, or whoever's on your team, you don't have to have them send you the emails. You can just access them all yourself directly in whatever email address is these emails are being forwarded to.